Guys, I'm doing some research at home in the sold comps. You guys know this is something I do pretty much all the time. And usually I'm looking up specific categories that I'm about to be sourcing. So for instance, coming up, I'm probably going to start looking at the category of sweaters, coats, jackets, things like that. But it's not very often that we do a deep dive into a specific brand. I've done it in the past, specifically with Ralph Lauren, and I actually just rewatched that video the other day and I was like, oh man, I've learned so much more since that video. And it really inspired me to do another brand deep dive. You guys will have to excuse my voice. I am starting to lose it because I am recovering from being a little bit sick, so it might be a little cracky. That's not going to stop us from doing our research. So what I thought I would do today is do some research into some of the bread and butter brands that I come across all the time. I know some of you guys can't relate to trying to find higher dollar ASP items in your area, and you don't want me to steer away from bread and butter, which by the way, we still pick up bread and butter. We're still picking up those $25 items, but we are trying to focus on a very high sell-through rate. So we're going to do a deep dive into one of the brands that I come across pretty often, and I encourage you guys to do the same for your own area. One of the things that I love the most about like deep diving, researching, a pretty normal average brand is that because it is a pretty average brand, most resellers just completely pass on it altogether. But not us. We are going to know what the gems are in those bread and butter items. I specifically, right now, this isn't what the video is about, but I think about like Old Navy. You guys know on my channel, I talk about all of my like Old Navy sales. And then you guys have started picking up certain things in Old Navy and they're selling for you, which I just absolutely love hearing about. But it just goes to show that you should never, ever, ever, ever completely discount a brand. Today I thought we would take a look at J. Crew because that is a brand that I personally come across all the time, and I have been kind of experimenting with it, doing some comps while I'm at the thrift store, looking up some things I think might be valuable, learned some things along the way, but I've never deep dived into the solds like this, and so we're going to do that right now. All right, so let's get started. I am simply going to type J. Crew men's. And then I will also do the same thing for J. Crew women's, and I'll put a little timestamp up here on the screen. Actually, can we just search J. Crew? Okay, let's just do that. J. Crew. Yes, okay, so it's including both men's and women's, so we'll just do this, and that way I can cover both audiences here. We are going to go to pre-owned, just because, most of us are going to be finding pre-owned. You can see there's 360,000 plus available results in the pre-owned filter. So that tells you the market is very, very, very oversaturated. But not to worry, there are still some gems. I know because I've been selling a few of them. So let's go down to solds. And in the solds, there are only 60,000 plus results. Okay, so 60,000 sold results versus 360,000 available results. Not looking great for this brand. So what we want to do to kind of eliminate a lot of this stuff is to change the price. This is very similar to that Stop Watching Thrift Hauls video where we figured out what was selling in each category, but now we're going to do it in a brand. I have been trying to increase my average sale price, so let's see, I'm going to do a minimum of $35. And then we have no cap. And so generally speaking, I will just scroll through this and see if I can find any kind of similarities in what's selling. I'll take note of stuff that seems to be selling quite frequently. I've got a little paper and pen here next to me and just doing some research on that. But before we even do that, one of my favorite things to do is go to the See All and check all of the filters. And by doing this, we can actually do even more filters if you wanted to check that out. I'm going to go ahead and apply this because it does look like for some reason some people were adding stuff they probably shouldn't have been, or maybe it was a collaboration like I see Liberty of London here. But we'll go ahead and exclude everything besides the brand J. Crew. Back to See All filters. And so one of the things I like to do the most is to see what factors are selling really well within this brand. And you can figure that out without scrolling through page after page after page by pulling this up on your desktop. So what we are looking for is the biggest numbers. So here, size 12 is a really great size 10 is a really great size in J. Crew. Scrolling down, looks like size 6 is pretty decent as well. Does this mean you should exclude all other sizes? No, it does not, but it's going to give us an idea of where we should filter our sourcing. Size large, remember we're including men's sizing in this as well. Is there an XL or am I losing my mind? Oh, here it is. These are not in order. Okay, so that's a pretty decent one. Definitely tapers off in the men's department for sure. All right, so let's go to color. Seeing a lot of the neutrals. Sometimes I consider blue a neutral just because it's like navy blue. So blue, brown, gray. Blue's a big one. People like blue in J. Crew. White is pretty decent. Pink, I bet that's because of the Barbie movie. Black, beige. So generally speaking, other than blue, it looks like it's majority going to be neutral colors, which is true for pretty much any brand. And remember, J. Crew is typically known for their office career wear. At least that's what I had always known them for. And so I think that makes sense that it would be mostly neutrals. All right, so next we are on material, and we are going to look for the big numbers on the material as well. Cashmere, no surprise, cashmere in pretty much every brand is a hot seller, but it is a little bit surprising just because we are in warmer weather, so I'd expect this number to bump up quite a bit over the next couple of months. 100% cotton and linen. And I think that's about it for these filters. So let me get out of here and let's start scrolling. Outerwear, longer length dress, jumpsuit. That one's a 00, but because it's silk, sold for $39. Not bad. There's some men's ties. Baird McNutt, I did know that this is a great collaboration. And so if you weren't familiar with that, what we could do is open it up. And then look for that tag so you have your visual memory. But any kind of collaboration or specific material that you see noted on a J. Crew tag, in my opinion, does add value, so I always look them up. So this is Baird McNutt for J. Crew. Obviously, you definitely want to check your sell-through rate later. So I already know this one, but I'm going to write it down anyways just for the sake of the video. J. Crew, Baird McNutt. And then so what I would do towards the end of this list is I would go back and I would check sell-through rate. And I suggest that you guys would do the same thing because anything can really sell because of luck, or maybe you just found the exact right buyer, but we still need to do our due diligence and then check sell-through rate after that. So I'll go ahead and check sell-through rate for this one just as an example. But if you guys are doing this at home, you're new, and you're trying to learn, make sure to check sell-through rate for these items after or during. Through Baird McNutt, we will not filter men's or women's. 464, let's go to used. 380 available. 604 sold. So that is confirming my suspicion of this being a good line within J. Crew. So definitely something that you want to look for are J. Crew Baird McNutt linen shirts in both men's and women's. You know what? Let's just leave this tab open if we want to check sell-through rate. All right, moving on. Here's some more outerwear. Blazer. Talked a lot about blazers in general, but J. Crew women's blazers have been performing extremely well for me, and depending on what the styles are, can bring a lot of money. So let's check that really quick. Women's blazer. We'll also have to keep in mind that we are in summer, so this number might increase. Wow, there are 10,000 plus available results. Pre-owned, we got 7,600 and only 1,700 in the sold. So this is why it is a good idea to do your due diligence and look up sell-through rate and figure out what within the blazers is performing well. This looks like this style Campbell is probably performing really well. And like I said, we are in summer, so I do expect this to probably increase. Cashmere. Some J. Crew shoes can perform well, I've noticed, but I definitely don't think all of them. Here's another outerwear. Longer length dress, outerwear. Here's another blazer. Here's another collaboration kind of thing. This used to be a really, really big bolo for a lot of people. This is so blurry, but Liberty Art Fabrics for J. Crew, that like line or collaboration, whatever you want to call it, was really popular at one time. I think it has been a little bit oversaturated, but if you come across it, definitely look it up. I know there's still some prints that do well. Go ahead and look into that. Liberty, J. Crew, button. We'll just do button down in the women's category. 140 results and 98 sold results, which honestly not bad. That's like a 75% sell-through rate. That's pretty good. So this might be something that you want to look for with that collaboration. Some embroidered stuff, more cashmere, lots of cashmere. I gotta look at this tag because I didn't know that this brand did a collaboration. Yeah, Universal Standard for J. Crew. 191. 29, not so great. Here's some more outerwear. More blazers, more cashmere. Here's another Liberty of London. That one sold for 35. Here's that Campbell blazer again. Japanese denim. Let's look into this. So special tag on the inside here, Kurabo Japanese fabric. So if you guys see any of that within J. Crew, I definitely look for it. And just Japanese like denim too, I've noticed in some brands can perform really well and really help to increase value. There's another pair of shoes, longer length dress. There's a men's blazer, Ludlow. Longer length cardigan, another blazer. I have noticed a couple denim pieces. I don't have very good luck selling at J. Crew denim, but it is worth noting. There's another men's blazer. This is actually a two-piece set, went for 140. A J. Crew men's cotton cardigan size small went for 45. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this or what your look has been, but I've noticed that pretty much any kind of men's cardigan sells really well for me in just about any brand. Here's another one of those Ludlow men's blazers. This one is just the blazer. It went for 120. Seeing a couple jumpsuits here. More cashmere. Stadium cloth. This is worth noting. This we probably won't see pick up until towards the end of winter, but this used to be a big bolo. Stadium cloth by Nello Gori. That one used to be a big bolo, and I bet it will be this year as well. So again, if you see any kind of special line or fabric, definitely worth looking into. Longer length dress. So I'll probably, like when I normally do this, I usually only go for the first few pages. There's a lot of data here to unpack. I mean, you could go and go and go and go, but just from scrolling through those first couple of pages, the common themes that I'm seeing, the common categories are men's and women's blazers, longer length dresses, some jumpsuits, obviously cashmere sweaters for sure, and then all of those special lines that we talked about. Alright guys, so that's it for the deep dive today. I hope that you guys learned a little bit about J. Crew. I feel like that is a brand that is in everybody's area. And like I said, resellers pass on a lot of things when they don't know about them, which means you can be an opportunist and scoop up those great items because you now know what to look for. I definitely feel like comps are slightly skewed, because I do know that there are some specific material J. Crew sweaters that are going to perform really well as we move towards fall and winter, but you might not be seeing that in the comps right now, but also something to be on the lookout for over the next couple of months. All right, guys, so that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below, hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more of these videos. And if you do that, YouTube will notify you every single time I post content like this. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.